Anointed ones, welcome back to Mount Fitness MBS Ministry, where I am your host, Brother Minister Mongoose. And if you're tuning in for the first time, or if you're a long time subscriber, supporter of the ministry, or if you're anywhere in between, let me pose a hypothetical question, or at least hypothetically to the most of you guys. And that is, have your eyes been opened to the spiritual decadence, the spiritual and moral decline of humanity? Do you see that toxic energy? Do you see it as it has engulfed the overwhelming people on the planet, the overwhelming majority of people on the planet? Do you continue to stand in faith, in love, in boldness, in humbleness, in integrity, in modesty, in all these different things? If so, then this ministry believes that you are amongst the anointed ones. Whatever the word anointed means to you, you have been set aside. You're about this new growth and evolution when it comes to human awareness, human capability by way of this thing that we call God. Now, when it comes to this ministry believes that any and all subject matters that are deemed to be relevant and substantive along the journey of the anointed ones, these subject matters are worthy of being addressed, researched, confronted, etc. This ministry also believes, guys, and encourages that each and every individual takes a holistic mind, body, and spirit a mind, body, and spirit path to life and to health and wellness. He didn't give you a mind for you to neglect, take for granted, and just look after every now and again. Nor did he give you a body or a spirit for such a cause. So this ministry is all about encouraging, promoting, and living a holistic mind, body, and spirit approach. This ministry also believes that if you plant a good seed into this good ground, you will receive an abundant harvest, shaken down, pressed together, and running over. So don't hesitate, don't procrastinate. Get your seed into the ground. Hit the like, hit the share, hit the subscribe, investigate, utilize the services. Leave a comment. Whatever good seed that you plant into this ground, you're helping this ministry, and he has promised to be a helper to those who are a helper of others. So don't let this opportunity get past you guys. Let me start pouring into you guys to the absolute best that I can according to his will and his spirit. Because there are some of you out there that in a very literal way, in a metaphorical way, or in certain areas of your lives, you find yourself in a situation to where all you have is you. Everybody, everything have been stripped away from you. And when I say you, I'm going to think it's safe for me to presume that you guys know that I'm referring to you as in you and the Holy Spirit that dwells within you. But some of you guys have been broken down. You've been torn. You've been shredded. You've been left to die, hung out on the side of the road, crossed out by dear friends, closest relatives. Some of you guys have made mistakes and errors and blunders in your life. Some of you guys, whether it's in your finances, whether it's in your belief systems, whatever area is applicable, you find yourself that's applicable to you. you find yourself in that area, in that situation, and the only person, the only thing there is you. There's an old saying that I was forced down to my knees because of my beliefs, because of my convictions, because of my faith. I was forced to the only place that I could go, and that was down to my knees. There was no one there to help me. There was no one there to support me. There's no one there to understand me. It's just me. So in whatever area of your life, and some of you guys, again, this may be a very literal place. From a physical standpoint, you may be there literally with, you don't know where your next meal is going to come from. Literally. If not you, maybe you know someone that's in these kinds of situations. And it's your responsibility to minister to those people. Some of you guys, this is just, it's in your physical health. The doctor has told you to get your affairs in order. There's no one there to help you. So you may have supporters and friends and family members, or you may not. But in this particular area, whether you do or you don't, it's just you. No one believes in what you're believing in. No one understands you. No one can relate to you. And you can have all the money in the world, but you find yourself alone in that particular area. And whatever that area is, it's been made known to you that it's just you. There's something you need to know about that area, that time, that situation that you're in. And what you need to know about it is this. Even though the world, even though your friends, the education system, your own humanistic common sense would have you believe that you're in that area, you're in that situation where it's only you, and that's a sign that you failed. But the devil is a lie. It's actually the direct opposite. When you're in that situation, that's a sign, that's an indication to you that you've won. That's what it is. Totally night and day difference. And for some of you guys that find yourselves in these situations, it's being more and more known to you that you've succeeded. You didn't fail, you've succeeded. It's the direct opposite of what your five senses, what the educational indoctrinations, what your family, what society think those situations move. All of the things I just mentioned are going to be a direct affront on you, telling you that you failed. And there's no gray matter. It's not that you failed. It's not that you're in between holding on and going back and forth. If you're in one of those situations, I'm here to tell you that situation is an indication to you, a notification to you that you have succeeded. You haven't failed, you succeeded. And for those of you that's in this situation, it's becoming more and more known to you exactly what that situation, that circumstances, that season represents. It represents your success, your accomplishments. It represents more than your victory. It represents your ultimate triumph through this thing that we call God, infinite intelligence, whatever you want to call it. And for those of you that's in this situation, and you know this, I salute you, I celebrate you. And for those of you that are in these situations, and it hasn't dawned on you yet, I want you to take some time and sit down with yourself. I want you to do a deep dive into yourself so that the truth can be made known to you. If and when you're able to look outside of all the superficial things that have been stripped away from your life, the superficial things that would, the loss of those things that would lead you to this path and this mindset that you failed. If you can look past those things and get quiet, get still, and do a deep dive on yourself, you'll realize that when you get to these situations where all that you have is you, that's confirmation that you have achieved triumph. When you get quiet, you're going to be able to realize, wow, no matter what situation, no matter what extreme, when you get quiet and get still within yourself, you're going to realize, wow, these hardships along the way, these sharp thorns that you now walk on and have to make a pillow out of, the hurt, the pain, the loneliness, you begin to realize those things don't even bother you anymore. You become comfortable in the madness, in the pain, in the hurt, in the loneliness. Whereas when there was this time and there was this season where you was fighting against those things, you didn't want to end up broken homeless. You were fighting with all you could, working 5-6 jobs, 75, 85 hours a week. You couldn't imagine yourself going there. But now that you're there, you sit back and you realize, hey man, not that you don't want more, not that you've quit on yourself, you just realize the hurt, the pain, the agony, the sadness, the disappointment that was leading you and that you were dealing with until you got into this ultimate place to where it's only you. Those pains have been washed away. Those fears, those doubts. When you zoom out on the big picture, it's easy for you to see that you're right where you're supposed to be. And that your journey wasn't about you getting more, adding more, learning more, becoming more. It wasn't about you adding things into your life. It was about you letting things go, subtracting things in your life. So then by this divine force of the universe, you make addition by way of subtraction. You've never felt so harmonious within yourself. You've never felt so at ease within yourself. You've never felt so at peace within yourself. You've let that all, you've let everything that contradict that, you just let it go. Some of you woke up at the clear blue sky and without notification, this person, this job, this career, it just up and left at the clear blue sky. And you had been fighting and giving it your all to maintain that, to hold on to that. And at the clear blue sky, it got up and walked away from you. And now all the hurt and the pain and the trials and tribulations that was associated with you trying to hold that, it walked right on out the door with them. Some of you guys have belief systems, just a certain code of conduct that's been downloaded to you by the universe. And the more and more you established and had been obedient to that code of conduct, that belief system, whatever it may be, the more and more you stood on that in accordance to that which you were ordered by the universe to stand on, your wives, your husband, your kids, your parents, your closest friends, these people start dropping like flies in terms of the way they began to distance themselves from you. And you couldn't imagine your life without them. You couldn't imagine your life without that job. You couldn't imagine yourself getting that medical report that says, hey, listen, the chemotherapy didn't work. The surgery wasn't a success. And now you have to get your affairs in order. And you realize that, man, the hurt, the pain, all the agony, the stress that you went into trying to do everything you can to avoid that. Now it's just you standing there. And you ain't never felt so much at peace in your entire life. It's an indication to you. It's confirmation to you that what you need, the love, the strength, the peace, the fortitude, the joy, it's been in you. It's never been about getting more money. It's never been about getting more education and all these spiritual practices and, going out on these, expensive retreats, for meditation and giving all your money for donations, whatever it was. It was never about that. The more and more you were going through that, the more and more pain and agony, disruptions of your peace that it was causing. When you're at this point, it's easy for you to sit back and now see the forest because all the trees have been removed. The people that weren't meant to be with you. The career that you pursued because it provided you with a certain lifestyle. The belief systems that was downloaded to you from your parents and society. These things were never yours. They were never meant to be a part of you. And if they were only meant to be a part of you for a certain time and for a certain season. And what you feared the most, the being alone, the being misunderstood, the being without finances, the being without the medical report being in your favor. These things have ushered in a peace that some of you haven't felt in your entire lives. When you get into these times, when you get into this season, that's confirmation to you that you've won. Let no situation, no circumstances rob you of that. And again, if you're in these boats, some of my spiritual family members out there are realizing this. Now that they're standing by themselves, they're able to say, you know what? I don't know what's coming next, but I know this just feels right. You've won. When you get into these situations, don't doubt yourself. You've won. It was never adding more. You had to try all of these different things to beg that person to stay with you, to beg that employer not to fire you and let you go, to go out and hang out with all these different people trying to fit in, to try this new age spiritual practice. You had to try all of those wrong doors to bring you to the point, to the fact that the door that is the ultimate door was never locked. That's the door within. When you're left with just you, and it's just you and your personality, your God-given authenticity. When it's just you left with your own courage, everyone else is living a life of cowardice. Everyone else have abandoned integrity. Everyone else has abandoned forgiveness. It's just you. The things that used to piss you off, the people that used to push your button, the situation and circumstances that would cause you great fear and trepidation. Now you can sit right there in the isolation of it all and realize that, you know what? I don't know about everybody else. Finances, the family members, the friends, what society thinks about me. It just feels right. That all I have is me, staying true to my God-given authenticity, my own belief system, my own integrity, all these things, of course, in alignment with Him. It's not ego. You're not out here, in some flamboyant way being dismissive of others and being disconsiderate. It's just you realizing that you're all that you've ever need, because within you is the power that spoke the worlds into existence. There's nothing for you to be afraid of. There's no reason for you to get up and fight to hold on to people that are committed to walking away, that have shown you that you could be glued to them at the hip and they're going to find a way to get away. Whether it's a person, a place, a thing, a job, a situation, a circumstances. You're at this season. You're in this season to where now that it's just you, you know that it was meant to be. Again, trust me, the people, the new situations, the new doors that are going to open, the people that align with you and, your sense of love and integrity and growth and evolution, these people are going to show up. These situations, these opportunities are going to show up. But they couldn't show up while you was fighting with all of your might to keep alive or to keep well things in your life that were never meant for you to keep alive or be in your life in the first place, or they were meant to be there for a certain time in the season. You couldn't fathom the thought of someone not knowing that you were a good person. You couldn't fathom the thought. You went out of your way. You gave to every charitable, foundation. You helped all the strangers. You let people treat you less than what you deserve. You kind of kissed up to people. You dumbed down in front of people, always trying to, you couldn't bear the thought, man, I want people to know that I'm caring, that I'm loving, I'm all about helping people. I'm a friend to mankind. And now you realize that all those people walked out on you, that job, those doors, they closed. There's no one left standing there but you. And now you realize it doesn't matter. It doesn't amount to a half a hill of beans of what they think about you. And you've never felt so self-assured in your entire life. That's today's message. That's today's message. You've arrived to right where you're supposed to be. And I don't profess to have all the answers in a universe that has infinite answers and infinite possibilities. But whatever, right from where you are now, in whatever situation, whatever set of circumstances that you're in now, when you realize that it's just you, that means that you're always going to be okay. Whether the doctor medical report comes back in your favor or not. Whether that bill gets paid or not. Whether things work out the way that you thought, planned, hoped, imagined, fought for or not. The fact that you're in this situation now, and whether you've realized it in terms of how comfortable and how harmonious it seems, or whether you hadn't realized it yet. These are indications to you. These are signs. And if you haven't realized it yet, you will. Just zoom out for a minute. Take a deep breath. Unplug for a minute. And realize you don't have to fake it anymore. All you have is you, and you have always been good enough. It's only you trying to be something else, to achieve something else, to worry about what other thinks. This is what was causing the heartaches and the headache. You trying to morph and change your character. You trying to buy cars that you know you couldn't afford. You trying to be friends with people that you know didn't care about you. You trying to run away from the medical report that you know you needed to face. That's what was causing the chaos to begin with. When you realize that it's just it's an ultimate sign. You haven't sold your soul. You haven't quit on yourself. You still have your beliefs. You still have your integrity. You still have your morals. You still have your faith. You still have your joy. You still have your kindness. You still have your hope. Even though it's just you. What an incredible force this is that's operating within us. Those of us who, whatever term you want to use, Christ conscious, awakened souls, whatever term you want to use, those of us who have this in us. This is an incredible force that we serve, that we are doing our absolute best to have a personal, direct contact and relationship with, and to refine the relationship that we do have with this thing that we most commonly refer to as God. So reach out to this ministry if I could be of assistance to you in any way. I like to say quite often that, if it doesn't burn down, then there's no, how can a phoenix rise from the ashes if there's no ashes to begin with? Every person, everything, every false belief, every job pursuit, everything that was not meant for you or that was meant for you in a certain season or for a certain season, those things had to be washed away. They had to be burned away so that you can look yourself right in the mirror and say, you know what? You didn't lose that weight. But you know what? If God wanted you to have that weight, have that person, have that job, whatever, if he wanted you to have that weight or achieve that weight goal, don't you know he could have made you achieve that goal, or he could have made you that weight to begin with? You've put in the hard work. You've put in the effort. You've put in the perseverance, the steadfastness, the steadfastness. And now you can look yourself in the mirror and say, you know what? There's just you, the trainer, the diet, the hours and hours on the treadmill. That's what was causing the stress. And when you let that go, when you become committed to accepting the fact that this is who you are, there's no place for you to run, it's just you and your beliefs, then you can start building back up again. But it's all got to be torn down first. And when I say you build back up, that means the universe builds you back up, builds me back up. So for those of you that are in this season and you realize that, hey man, I don't know what's happening next. And I'm not in no fake Pollyannic make-believe world. Like I know whatever the case may be for you. It may the finances. You know the financial harshness is real. You know that the unfavorable medical support is real. You know that the hurt that you feel from your spouse walking out on you. You don't run from those things. It's just you sit there and realize that, wow, even in the midst of that disappointment, in the midst of that pain, in the midst of that hurt, that worry, that fear, I've never felt so peaceful in my life. And there's no Calvary coming. There's no friend maybe you can call. There's no second opinion from the doctor that you can get. But boy, it just feels like when you look back, you can say, man, that would have stressed you out. That would have caused you embarrassment. You don't have that anymore. Let me get out of here, guys. Reach out to this ministry if I can be of service to you. Now, again, it's a holistic mind, body, and spirit ministry. If you'd like some information about some services that include philosophical consultative services, ISSA certified fitness training, and clean-hearted spiritual teachings and practices, as well as good old-fashioned day-to-day motivational speaking and youth and young adult mentoring and counseling, then I invite you, because these are the different services that are provided by this ministry to help you achieve mental, physical, and spiritual health and wellness and fulfillment. If that sounds interesting to you, then I invite you to watch a video that's titled MBS Service Tutorial. It's going to talk about all these different services, in what area they're designed to help you, etc., etc. Also, please visit the physical fitness branch of the ministry located at mountfitnessmbs.com. Please do me a personal courtesy and watch a separate video that's titled My Testimony and Disclosure. If you watch that video, if it resonates with you, be sure to hit the share on that video as well. I believe that's everything. Now, if you want to amplify the power of this message, you want to send a resounding statement out to the universe that this message was beneficial to you and you'd like for it to be beneficial to others as well, then here's some things that you could do to magnify the power of this message. One or more of the following things is all it takes. You can hit the subscribe button if you aren't already subscribed. You can hit the bell icon for notifications. Hit the thumbs up button for the algorithm. And if I didn't mention it, definitely share the video. You can also make a monetary donation. I'll leave a Cash App link down in the description box for that. You can leave a comment. You can investigate the services. You can utilize the services. But any good seed that you pour into this ministry, I declare and decree that you will receive the abundant harvest that the universe has promised for you to receive. Whenever you plant good seed into good ground, do those things. Amplify this message. Let the universe know that, hey, I just didn't get benefit out of this. I want others to get benefit out of this. I want this ministry to keep growing so that it can help even more people. Do those things if you will. I love you guys. Hey, listen, man. Remember, if you're standing alone, that's not what the old timers used to say. It's not the beginning of the end. It's the end of the beginning. And the beginning was you had to go through all that toxicity, your own mistakes, bad relationships, poor decisions, trying to keep up with in vogue society, trying to honor the belief system that were passed down to you by family members, etc., etc. That was the beginning. So it's not the beginning of the end when you find yourself in a situation where there's only you. It's not the beginning of the end. It's the end of the beginning. from the ashes, the phoenix rises. Reach out to this ministry if I could be of assistance to you. I thank you guys. I love you guys. And I will see you in the next one. And, of course, I am Brother Minister Mongoose, and I will holler back. Peace.